So today's video is about a new topic, surds. So let me explain you what are surds. So a surd is basically an irrational number of the form under root n. Where n is a positive integer and that is not a perfect square. And you know what are perfect squares? 1, 9, 16, 25. They all are examples of perfect square. So n is a positive integer that is not a perfect square. It's called a surd. So surds are of the type under root 2, under root 3, under root 11, under root 12, under root 15. They all are examples of surd because 2, 3, 11, 12, 15, they are not perfect square. Now, for example, you have to simplify. I will do some questions from your book as well. For example, question is simplify. And in case of simplification, you are given surds of the type like 3 under root 10 plus 2 under root 10. So they both are under root 10 and under root 10, they both are same. So it's just like their addition is just like 3x plus 2x. How you add them? 3x plus 2x is 5x. So same is the case here. 3 under root 10 plus 2 under root 10 is equals to 5 under root 10. Same way, you can subtract them. Like for example, 6 under root 3 minus under root 3. So we assume that this is 1. So 6 minus 1 is 5. So you write here 5 under root 3. It's just like you subtract 6x minus x. 6x minus x in algebra is 5x. So same is the case here. So like it's an example of solving like terms. Now, if under root 10, under root 10, they both are same surd. So you can add them and you can subtract them as well. Similarly, for example, you are given a question of the type कि simplify C part is under root 18 times under root 2. What you need to do? You just multiply the numbers inside square root sign. So under root 18 times under root 2 is 36. So square root of 36 is 6. Right? Or same way, you can divide them as well. Like for example, it is under root 15 over under root 3. Then you can express them under root 15 by 3, which is equal to under root 5. Because when you simplify 15 by 3, your answer is 5. So you can add surds and they to simplify in case of addition, they must be same. Means you can add or subtract like terms only. Na? Like 3 under root 10 plus 2 under root 10 is 5, or you can subtract them, or for multiplication, you multiply number inside the square root sign, and for division, you divide them, right? Or, for example, if you have to take square of this, E part, for example, find this square of under root 13. So, you know, it's cancel out and you left with only 13. This is simple, but if you have to like find cube of these surds, so it will be a different rule. Like for example, it is under root 5 cube. So you can write it like this, under root 5 square times under root 5, right? And you know, okay, you can simplify it. So your final answer is 5 under root 5. So this is how you can simplify surds. One more example. For example, it is under root 8. So you can make factors of 8 and you can write 2 times 2 into 2, and then you make pairs, and the one of the pair is 2. You write here 2 under root 2. So this is your final answer. Give you more example. For example, question is under root 99. Again, you can express this 9 times 11. And you know that the square root of 9 is 3. So you can write 3 times under root 11, right? So this is how you can solve them. Now you know the multiplication of surds, addition of surd. How can you take square, square roots, cube, cube roots, or simple? How can you simplify surds? Now I give you more examples. For example, you have to simplify question of the type 5 under root 3 plus under root 48. Then you need to first simplify it. You can write 16 times 3. 48 is 16 times 3. And you know square root of 16 is 4. So you can here write 4 under root 3. Now you can add them. 4 plus 5 is 9. So this is 9 under root 3. Your final answer is 9 under root 3. So actually we have to make the surd same. Under root 3 here and under root 3. Now you can add them. One more question. For example, you are given 3 surds and you have to simplify them. Simplify is under root 80 plus 2 under root 20 plus 4 under root 45. So further, how can you express it? You can simplify it and you can write it 16 times 5. And here you can write 4 times 5. And here you can write 9 times 5. And you know, one of them is a perfect square, right? So 16 square root of 16 is 4. So you can write 4 under root 5 plus 2. Again, square root of 4 is 2. So you can write 2 under root 5 plus 4. Then square root of 9 is 3. So you can write 3 under root 5. So it is 4 under root 5 plus 4 under root 5 plus 12 under root 5. Now you can add them. And your final answer is 20 under root 5. So this is how you can simplify. You can add or subtract more than 1. Now, for example, one more example of surd is for example, you have to multiply under root 2 by 3 plus under root 2. 3 plus under root 2 is also an example of surds. So its multiplication is again just like algebra, distributive law. You multiply under root 2 by 3, and then you also multiply under root 2 by under root 2. So when you multiply under root by 2 by 3, you get 3 under root 2, and they both are same. So you can write under root 2 square, and you simplify. So your final answer is 3 under root 2 plus 2. So this is called multiplication. And for example, if both surds are of the type uh, like 4 plus 2 under root 3 and 4 minus 2 under root 3. Now you see that they both are same. And in algebra, you know a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. Now you will learn to take it square. 4 square is 16 and 2 square is 4 and under root 3 square is 3. Now 16 minus 12 is 4. So this is how you can apply identities to simplify. Now we do one more. For example, you have to expand and simplify. Means that first you need to expand it and then you have to simplify. Expand and simplify. So it's just like algebra. Again, you see that it's a plus b whole squared. So you know the identity, it is equals to a squared plus 2ab and plus b squared. So you can apply. Two a b plus b squared. Now 2 square is 4. And this is 4 under root 5 plus square root. When you take square of square root 5, you left with only 5. So 5 plus 4 is 9 plus 4 under root 5. So this is how you can expand and simplify. So now question is, now you know how to simplify it and how to solve the different questions, expand it and simplify it. And one important part of this topic is rationalizing the denominator of a fraction, right? So in this topic, the one very important part is to rationalize the denominator. Rationalizing the denominator. So it's very important term, how to rationalize the denominator. Rationalize means to remove the, often you rationalize the denominator of fraction when it is a surd. To rationalize the denominator of a fraction means to turn an irrational denominator into a rational number. So what is meant by this rationalization? So we are starting at next topic, rationalization. So rationalization means to remove a surd from the denominator, means to change the an irrational denominator into a rational number, right? And what we have to do to rationalize it? For example, if your question is of the type 9 under root 3, we start from simple one. So you see under root 3 is an irrational number. So change it into a rational number, you multiply and divide it by under root 3. The same thing. So when you multiply it by 9 under root 3, it becomes 9 under root 3. And this is under root 3 square. 9 under root 3 as it is. And under root 3 squared means you simplify it 3 times 9. So now you see that your denominator is not a rational number, not an irrational number. Now it is a rational number, right? So give you more example. For example, it is 5 times 5 over 2 under root 2. So under root 2 is an irrational number, an irrational denominator, and you have to change into a rational number. And what you need to do, you multiply and divide by this same. So this is 5 under root 2, and this is 2 times of under root 2 squared. Simplify, and your answer is 5 under root 2 by 2. Now you have changed this denominator into a rational, right? So this is called rationalization of the denominators. Sometimes you may get a number of the type little complex questions. We start now. For example, question is 14 minus under root 7 over under root 7. You have to rationalize the denominator. Denominator is under root 7. You have to change this irrational number denominator into a rational number. And what you need to do? You multiply it and divide it by under root 7. And you can write in numerator under root 7 into 14 minus under root 7. And here you can write, when you multiply both denominator, it becomes under root 7 square. And you can simplify it. And how to multiply? You apply distributive law. 14 times under root 7. And when you multiply under root 7 by under root 7, it becomes square, and square of square root is of 7 is 7 only. And this is 7. From these two, you can further take 7 as common and further simplify it. So your answer is 2 under root 7 minus 1. Now more questions. For example, question is 2 over 2 minus under root 3. Now you have to change this into denominator into an irrational, which is an irrational number, into a rational number. So first step is how do you multiply and divide it by taking the conjugate of this surds. So now you must know, okay, what is meant by the conjugate. In case of conjugate, you need to change this sign. This sign. You're supposed to change this sign, and then you multiply and divide by the number. Like this. Then you multiply by 2 plus under root 3, and this and 2 minus, sorry, 2 plus under root 3. And in this step, you are basically taking conjugate of 2 minus under root 3. The term I must write here, this is conjugate of 2 minus under root 3. Right? And now you can expand it. You can write here 2 into 2 plus under root 3. And then we apply identity, a minus b into a plus b. We simplify it, 4 plus 2 under root 3 and 4 minus 3, which is 1. So your final answer is 4 plus 2 under root 3. So this is how you can solve. Right? So in next video, we'll do question from past papers related to this topic, surds.